Somebody came and asked me, Swami, can I be a part of your mission? I said, you are not a part, you are the whole of mission. You are the mission. There is nothing other than you. You are the mission. Education is not the mission. Healthcare is not the mission. Ashrams is not the mission. Annapurna is not the mission. You are the mission. Your transformation is the mission. If that does not happen and everything else happens, nothing has happened. If nothing else happens and this happens, everything has happened, I would consider. So there is nothing other than you. The mission is you. Your transformation is the ultimate plan, mission plan. All else should only support you to do that. That's why everything else has been created. These are all aids and supports to help you undertake this mission of your own transformation. That is the truth and that is the only truth. There is no other truth other than this. Therefore, this effort to help you understand, this statement has been made any number of times. My mission is not education, my mission is transformation. How many even understood what it means? How many did even think and sit and contemplate about what it really meant? It's a nice statement. Education, not the mission. Transformation is the mission. What a statement, what a statement. Print it behind books, notebooks, write it on your diaries. But the truth is that this transformation, Atmanubhuti, is the transformation. That alone is the mission. Everything else is only to support this. If this does not happen, and we have built plenty of structures and tremendous hospitals and universities, and there are thousands and thousands who are studying, our mission has not happened. If you have not happened, nothing has happened. If you happened, everything has happened. So that clarity you should have, because he said, Swami's mission depends on you. No, you are the mission. There is no separate mission that depends on you. You are the mission. Therefore, you have to worry about your own self-emancipation, because that is the true mission. Everything else happens. Like when sun rises, all the other things happen. Birds chirp, flowers blossom, wind blows, people start working. Just by the rising of the sun, everything else is taken care of. Likewise, if you become what you are supposed to become, everything else will happen. Nothing will be less. But if you don't become what you need to become, even if everything else happened, to me, nothing has happened. Because for me, it is all what? Vishwam, as yesterday I explained, Vishwam, Darpanam, Drishyamana, Nagari, Tulya. All this is for me a reflection on the mirror. That's all it is. Beyond that, it does not have any importance for me. But if this helps people transform themselves into divine, realize themselves as teachers, volunteers, staff, students, devotees, then the mission is happening. Because you are happening. So that is the most important part, and that we should not forget in the name of this mission. Somehow we are, there is an omission. That is us. We are forgetting ourselves in the name of all the other activities. So first keep that in mind. This all is for my own self-emancipation. If Atmano Mokshartam happens, Jagadhitaya will happen on its own. Do that. That is most important. Somebody asked one more question today. Swami, desirelessness will lead to Brahman. But you said only when you become Brahman can you be truly desireless. So what comes? Sunday comes first or Monday comes first? Jagat Hitaya comes first or Atmano Mokshartam comes first? That is the question. Day comes first or night comes first? That is the question. So how do we answer that question? Which comes after which? Each comes after the other, that is we are sure. But which one should we start? Should we start on Sunday or should we start on Monday? Should we start during the day or should we start during the night? Should we start becoming desireless or should we start becoming Brahman? Which is the way he asked this question. Truth is that, as he said, you are a Brahman as you are, but you are not desireless still. You are Brahman as you are now, here, at this point. The true nature of yours is Brahman only, Brahma Satyam. But this Mithya Jagat that has surrounded you, the reflections that you think to be real, and therefore run behind them. That is the cause of all the desires. But knowing that you are Brahman will dissolve all these desires into that knowing. No more desires will be left. Therefore, knowing Brahman is the ultimate goal. To realize it that we are Brahman is the ultimate goal. But we don't realize it unless we start giving up this mithya jagat, the illusory world. And we start understanding that these are reflection, these are not real. You can't catch hold of it, you cannot eat it, you cannot touch it. It appears to be real, but it is not. So once we realize that desires will disappear, then what is remaining is Brahman only. I want peace. I remove want. What is left is peace only. You are always peace. But this I and want is what made you feel you don't have peace, and therefore you need to get peace from somewhere. Like that, I am Brahman, always Brahman. There is no adding or removing from you. You are Brahman as you are, but it is covered by this avarna, this mithya bhava, that everything is around me is real. And then I forget who I am. And that's when we start counting wrongly and become miserable in this world. So that is what it happens. Yesterday I was talking about that why we are all working so hard on our mind. Because mind is the reason for our bondage or liberation. It is the key. Can lock and open both by turning it this way or that way. That's why all our effort is to turn the mind inwards right now. And keep it focused on one thought till it trains and learns that its true identity is with Brahman. Its true identity is not this body and the mind and all these senses. It is only a mithya reflection of the original Brahman in the mirror. So therefore there is no true sukha, no dukkha. There is no real achievement or a loss. Because everything is happening on a cinema screen. Isn't it? What can you do? Himalaya people are there. This also yogis are there, Himalayan people. Run away to Himalayas. So there is a joke between the yogi and a Vedantic. What is the difference? What yogi does, when he sees a problem, he closes his eyes and says there is no problem. He closes his eyes. You are watching a terrible, horrible horror movie and you're getting scared. What yogi will do? Just close your eyes. Don't watch the movie. Close your ears. Close your nose. Everything you can close, you close. Get up and go away. That is yogi's method. What is Vedantin's method? He will analyze. Is this real? Is this horror movie real? Is the ghost in the screen real? Is the death there real? Are those zombies and vampires real? He'll say, no, it's just a movie. So he'll keep his eyes open, watch the movie and not get scared. That is Vedanti. Yogi, what will he do? No. Let us run away from here, hide in some cave. Why? Because no, this Jagan Mithya, we don't want to deal with it. Vedantin will know this is Mithya. That is why I can deal with it. I know its nature. What yogi will do? This snake looks like, this rope looks like a snake. Let us not go this way. Vedantin will say, no, analyze, is it really a snake? Then why it's not moving? And it will analyze and say, put some torchlight and say, this is not a snake, this is a rope. So let us not be worried. So this realization comes to the Vedantic. Yogis can be of several types, Bhakti Yogi, Jnana Yogi. These are all yogis. They are all putting that effort. But the realization is one and the same, the Vedantic realization that Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. But Jivo Brahmaiva Naparav. Jiva is none other than Brahman only, but a reflection of Brahman. So it appears as real. The world appears as real, though it is not, like the reflection in the mirror. So once you know that, there is no desire. That is what I was telling from Upanishads yesterday. Once you know that, kimichan kasya kamaya, what is the desire left when you know there is nothing there? How can you desire for it if it doesn't exist? If something exists, you can desire for it. If it doesn't exist, what you can desire? So there's a very beautiful story of a princess of Kashi. Have you heard that story? Oh, so there is the king of Kashi decides to have a drama, like we all have drama for our students. So there is a role of a princess of Kashi. And that is of a 5-year-old girl. But they could not find a 5-year-old girl to perform that role. So the queen decided that my son, their son, the prince himself is 5-year-old, and 5-year-old boy can be dressed up as a girl, nobody can make out, no mustache, no beard, so it's okay. So they dressed up this boy as a 5-year-old girl, and he played the role of Princess of Kashi in the drama of that king. Now, queen was so enamored by the beauty of her own son, who looked so beautiful as a girl. Many mothers do, they dress up their boys as girls. And that's an embarrassment later when they show photos to the boys. Anyways, that is mother's ways. So this mother also thought, let me have a photo of this child. So she called the painter then, no cameras naturally. So she called the painter and told, please quickly paint this fellow in the makeup, in the costume of this girl. So he painted very beautifully, exactly, and looked very cute, very beautiful. And he titled the painting as Princess of Kashi and put a date there. And then years passed and this boy grew up, and 15 years passed and he was now a 20-year-old youth, handsome and capable, as they say, eligible bachelor. And so naturally he was thinking about getting married. One day he went around looking for things, and he was exploring the palace and entered his basement where this painting was kept, along with many other old forgotten things. And he saw the painting and he saw Princess of Kashi, and so beautiful. And he developed a desire to marry the Princess of Kashi. Secret desire. Such a beautiful girl, and the date shows, oh, she's almost my age. And she's a princess. So she also must have grown up into a nice, young, beautiful woman. And I want to marry her. If I marry, I'll marry her only, otherwise I will not marry, he decides. And from there onwards, he's so shy, he can't tell his parents that he has found somebody in the basement, somebody's picture. And now he's enamored by that picture, enchanted. He can't think of anybody else. So he lives a very sad life because he's not able to tell. At the same time, he's suffering with this idea that he wants to marry that princess. So parents try to get things out of that fellow, but he doesn't tell. And now all ministers, everybody notices that this fellow is suffering. So one of the clever ministers takes him into confidence and asks him very nicely, what is that which is troubling you? We all know that you are not happy. Something is going on in your head. And then to this minister, after much cajoling, he reveals that he wants to marry a princess. That's very good. You have come of age and now you should marry. And that too, she's a princess. What more? If you were told how to marry a maid servant, then you would have been some trouble. You want to marry a princess? By all means. Where is the princess? I don't know where she is, but I have only seen her picture. Where did you see the picture of that princess? It's in our basement. Then he starts thinking, which princess is that? He says, the Princess of Kashi. It's written, her name is written. She's the Princess of Kashi. Then this minister remembers, this is the painting for the 15-year-old Rama. And this fellow has got so infatuated with that picture, he cannot think, eat, sleep. So he says, let's go and see where it is. He takes him to the basement and shows, this is the girl I want to marry. I'm sure she has grown up into a beautiful woman. Then he tells, sit down, I will explain to you. Then he sits down and explains, see, 15 years ago, we were having a drama in the court. We needed a girl of 5-year-old. We didn't have one, so we dressed you up as girl. This is you only. Tat tvam asi. This is you, he tells. Oh, is it so? He feels, all his sorrow disappears, it becomes a laughter. He laughs. What foolishness is this? I wanted to marry myself. And all these days I didn't sleep, eat. I didn't have any rest because all the time my mind was occupied with this thought that I want to marry that princess who doesn't exist. Jagan Mithya. He thought it exists, she exists, but later she realized that she does not exist. In fact, it is him only which he thought to be her. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, but Jiva Brahmaiva na para. I am the truth. That is an illusion. But that illusion is also me only. So he realizes what happened to him, Dukkha Nivritti, Ananda Prapti. Because he realized that it is. So when you realize this, what happens to you? What happens to you at that point? You realize the truth that I am pursuing something which does not exist. But I am getting so sad. Or even I can imagine that my marriage is happening and start dreaming of a married life with the Princess of Kashi, which is also not going to happen. It's illusion. And once you realize that, you don't have to run away. See, the minister did not say, oh, don't look at the picture, because if you look at the picture, you will get attached to it. You get desirous of it. He didn't say, don't look at the picture, close your eyes. That is the joke, that is the Vedantic's way. That is the yogi's way. Run away to Himalayas, don't stay in the society, because in society if you stay, you will see this thing and you will get attached. What should I get attached to? That is the Vedantic's question. What should I get attached to? Why should I run to Himalayas? Nothing exists here, everything is me. Sarvam Brahmamayam, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Nothing exists. If I think anything exists other than me, that is Jagan Mithya. So a Vedantic fellow who knows the truth, he need not run away to any Himalayas, to any cave, anywhere. He can be where he is, right in the center, in the middle of the society, and deal with the society as it comes. With the clear understanding that all this is illusion only, these are me only in different forms. Ekam Rupa Bahudha Karoti. One form has become many. He is decided. Who? That Brahman decided. I must appear as a woman, I must appear as a man, I must appear as a tree, I must appear as a boulder, I must appear as a cow, I must also appear as a buffalo, I must appear as a dog, I must appear as a parrot, as clouds, the star, the sky, the sun, the earth, the grass. I must appear as all this, he decided. And so he appeared. Now I need to know that all this is it only, that one thing only. And if I start thinking that all this is like the princess of Kashi whom I can get, then I am fooling myself. And then what will happen? Dukkha prapti will happen. Because you are in the illusion that you can attain something or achieve something out of nothing. Out of nothing that exists, you want something out of it. So that is the problem of the delusion, the illusion, the ajnana. So this Himalaya concept of people, as many yogis take to this path. They say, let's run away to Himalayas. But Vedantics will what? They will tell what? No, let us analyze and realize the truth and be free. Even Christianity says, know the truth and it should set you free. What do you mean by set you free? Free to go anywhere, not necessary to Himalayas. That is also a binding only, so that your mind is driving you to Himalayas. Why? Because you think that's the way to get moksha. And what Vedantics say, moha kshaya is moksha. This moha, this delusion that you are living in, that all this is real and now you can enjoy all these things. That delusion is gone, so moha kshaya has happened. You have become moksha. And so you don't have to go anywhere. If you realize, if you get the knowledge, you don't have to go anywhere. So this deep analysis is what is required. And that is what Gaudapada says. What does he say? He said, Satya Atma Bodhena, when you know the truth of the Atman, what happens then? He says, Yada na sankalpa yate. It doesn't think of anything anymore. Why? Because it knows the Atman. There is nothing more sankalpa to be made, no more desire to be made. Then what? Amanastam tada yati. It becomes what? Amana. Mind does not exist for that person because he knows mind is illusion, all this is illusion. Amanasthiti. Amanastam tada yati. That griha bhavat, I want to catch hold of it, I want to get it. That grahya bhavat, agrahaha. It becomes agrahaha. Earlier what was it? Grahya bhavat. I want to catch hold of it. Like the child tries to catch the reflection of the mirror. But fails because it doesn't exist there. Appears to exist. Agrahaha is, mana becomes agrahaha, means it doesn't want to grasp anything any further. It knows it's all illusion. It's like the prince of Kashi who realizes there's nothing called princess of Kashi. It's him only in the painting. So there's nothing to get there. How can he marry that which doesn't exist? So agrahaha, mind becomes free of this desire to grasp things, clasp to things, hold on to things, accumulate things, amass things. It gets free of that. Moksha happens. It knows the nature of things and becomes free. So that is the idea of a Vedanting. Why I am so much after Vedanta? People ask me about this yoga, that yoga. I avoid all this yoga business. I am clear. Vedanta is that ultimate solution to all illusion. Only one solution. That is Vedanta. What is Vedanta? To realize that everything is illusion in the sense that it is reflection. It's the reflection of the real. That's for sure. But then it's only a reflection. Everything is a reflection. I am seeing it. Suppose somebody goes mad. Does he see anything? Doesn't see anything. His mind is not there. Somebody who is what you call, he has no mind. Somebody gets into that state of delirium or some state of some physical or mental ailment, who cannot perceive things as they are. Where is the world for such a person? Where is the world? You give him $100 also, he'll tear it into two pieces and throw it away. He doesn't realize its value. For him, all these don't exist. Same is the sthiti of the Vedanti, the realized soul. What is the sthiti of that person? Same as this madman who doesn't realize the existence of anybody or anything around. He is in his own self, but he is mad. Out of ajnana, he has become like that, out of some sickness, out of some mental derangement. But Vedanti, what is that? He is a jnani. Out of jnana, he does not pay attention to anything around. That is the difference between the two. So that is why our Ashtavakra says so beautifully, Bhrantasya dashastat. He looks like a Bhranta, means a deluded and a man like a madman. But what happens? Who knows this situation? Bhrantasya dashastas tadrisha eva janate. The one who also is in the same state of dot madness will understand what this yogi or this man is all about. Others will think he is mad. How can he not value gold? How can he not value money? How can you not value home, properties, family relationships, name, position, power, fame? How can he not give value to all this? No, people who are worldly, they'll go mad. They'll be at a loss to understand. How can? He's not interested in having properties and money and wealth. Pagal hai, they will say. He's mad, pichivadu. But what happens? This madman's pichi or the madness will be understood by only another person, tadrisha, who also is into the same type person. That's why I say let us all collect inside the ashram, because we can understand each other. If we step out, the madness of the world is such that they will think we are all mad. So before they quarantine us or lock us up somewhere, we lock us up in a nice ashram where everybody understands each other's madness and all are happy. It's a mad, mad world, as they say. This madness is true madness, God madness. So such a person is looked upon by others as a mad person. How can he not value gold? How can he not? He doesn't like going for holidays. Or she doesn't like jewelry. She doesn't like all these travels. She doesn't like all the properties. She doesn't want to get married. That fellow doesn't want to get married. How can it be? How can it be? They will go mad thinking about it. Because they don't know any other way. In the jnana of real thinking everything is real, they have been so bound and caught that they are unable to see beyond that. And continuously live in that state, not for this birth. Births and births and births, they live in that same state. What a plight. Means for births, they're desiring to marry that woman in the portrait. For births. And for births, they're failing and miserable. They can't enjoy themselves, their true joy. They cannot have. They're always suffering. Why? Because they are desirous of marrying their own selves painted as a woman in that portrait. That is the joke of the world. So, a Vedantic will analyze, understand the nature of the world, and it will understand that yes, it's all God only, but then God in the reflection. It's not God in real. God in real is here. Everything else is just the reflection in the mirror. As many mirrors, so many reflections. But these are all reflections. That knowledge will set him free. That is why, how will he become? Antarvikalpa shunyasya bahir swachanda charina bhrantasyeva dashastas tadrisha eva janate. He'll become free. There is no sankalpayate. That's what Gaudapada said. Why doesn't he have any desire, any thoughts inside? Because Atma Satya Bodhena, he has understood the truth of the Atman. Therefore, he has no desire, no thoughts inside. He sees everything, he eats everything, he moves around doing whatever, but with clear idea that this is just a movie. Nothing is real. Whereas yogi, most of the yogis, what they do? Switch off the TV or close their eyes or leave the place. Where will you go? Tell me, where is God not? Where will you go? Or where is Maya not, let us say? Where will you go hiding from all this? Where will you run away? It's like a man running away from earth. Where will he go? Wherever he go, it's earth. So, running away and hiding is not the idea. Vivekananda said, somebody who runs away to Himalayas and dies in a cave has missed the bus. Why it helps? It helps because You have lesser distractions to deal with. That's all it is. But have you been of any use to anybody in the society? No. Yesterday we told what is the nature of that person? Shanta, Mahanto, Nivasanti Santo. He's a Santa. It lives between all the people. But how? Shanta, Mahanta. And what does he do? Vasanta, Vat, Lokahita. For the sake of others, like a spring season. Charantaha. He lives amongst people, moves amongst people. But how? He's a Shanta, Mahanta. And he works like the season of Vasanta. Comes and goes. And he comes, it brings so much of beauty and joy everywhere. That's why I said, Atmano Mokshartam happens, Jagat Hitaya will happen, guaranteed. But Jagat Hitaya is happening, there is no guarantee Atmano Mokshartam is happening. There is no guarantee. So which one should you jump for? Naturally Atmano Mokshartam, because if you get that, guaranteed you will get this. But if you get this, there is no guarantee you will get that. Because people get deluded. I am building hospitals, I am running schools, I am a trustee, I am this, I am falana, I am falana. And the ego, comes in, this sattvic ego as I call, comes in. And then he is nowhere to go, he finally suffers. So, Atmano Mokshartam, if you keep as the focus, Jagat Hitaya will naturally happen. Why? Because you are Shanto, Mahanto, Nivasanti Santo, Vasantavat Lokahita Charantaha. And what does he do? Why he does so? Tirna, he is already crossed over. This man, the Atmano Moksharti, whose moksha has happened, Tirnaha Bhima Bhava Arnava, this dangerous and the tremendous ocean of Bhavasagara, he has already crossed over. Then why should he roam around here? When he has crossed over, he should be on the other shore. Why should be here? Why should he be still floating? For what? Janana Hetu. For the sake of people. Na Anyapi. Tarayantaha. To save the people, to redeem the people, to help them cross. Tarayanta. Janana Hetu. Na Anyapi. Nothing, not for anything else. For the sake of helping others, he still roams between the people like the Vasanta Ritu. Brings joy, happiness, bliss, knowledge, wisdom to the people of the world. So to become that, you have to become a jnani first. If you become a yogi, you might as well, bind yourself in your own hands, legs and get stuck. No coming out of that. So the nature of Advaitic Vedantin is like that. He doesn't have to go anywhere. Where he is, as he is, he can realize that he is Brahman. And once he realizes Brahman, he sees everything through that eyes. Green spectacles, you see everything green. Yellow spectacles, or yellow goggles, you see everything yellow. Likewise, he puts on the God spectacles, the Brahman spectacles. Everything becomes Brahman for him. So you ask him, do you want to go to Himalayas and do something? So what for? After all, what is Himalaya? Is that not a reflection of Brahman only? And how good are they or how better are they from Nandi Hills than to me? The yogi may need some support, some people in the group who can inspire the person, and he also will get inspired. The calmness of the place, no traffic, no unnecessary people coming and disturbing, no worldly people around. So that would be just a benefit, additional benefit to him. But if in an ashram like this, where people are generally sattvic, they are interested in their self-emancipation, they are involved in spiritual activities, they are devotees of God, it is better than Himalayas. And more importantly, in Himalaya, there is a Brahmavida has to be there to teach you, a guru has to be there to guide you if just in case you slip and fall. Where you will find that? Such a nice combination of everything here in one place, right amidst, in between the society, amidst the society. What better fortune can one ask for? If you don't realize and work on this, again Shankaracharya, cutthroat Vedantist is, cutthroat. He says, Yastu Atva Muktau na yateta mudadihi. Even after this, for the sake of self-realization, Atma Muktau na yatet, he doesn't put efforts. Mudadihi, the foolish fellow, how he is, he explains. Sa hi Atman Swam Vinihantya Sadrishat. How he is? He is somebody who is killing his own self, committing suicide, who is stabbing his own self. That is the person who gets all these things and does not put any effort to realize divinity. He's like he's killing his own self. We have all heard this primary school story. A rabbit is there, a clever rabbit story, who gets caught by a lion. And lion says, I'm going to eat you up now. He says, you eat me up, but there is one more lion in there. He is claiming to be the king of the jungle. First you kill him and then you eat me. Oh, there is one more lion? I didn't know. Yes, he is. Where it is? He is in the well. First you go and attack him, kill him, and then okay, where will I go? I am such a small creature. So this lion thinks, okay, there is another lion, let me go. And what he does? He peeps into the well. He says, there is a lion in the well. Really, where? He looks at his own reflection. Oh, really? There is one more lion. I didn't know about it. Look, Muddenahalli's case, I am saying, a foolish man's case. He looks at himself, there is one more lion. He gets angry. Roars. That lion roars back. Louder because all the echo inside the well. He says, oh, this is a big, powerful lion inside. Then what he does? Who are you? The lion calls, who are you? I am the king of the jungle. I am the king of the jungle. I will kill you. I will kill you. Louder. Wait, I am coming. Wait, I am coming. He jumps into the well, and the rabbit escapes. Mudhadhihi vinihantya sadrishat. Swatma vinihantya sadrishat. He has killed himself. Why? Because of his foolishness. Like this foolish lion who jumps into the well, not knowing that it's only an illusion, a reflection. It doesn't really exist. It is him only. So that is the foolishness of Brahma, Satyam, Jagan, Mithya. Those who don't understand Jagan, Mithya, they fall in these kind of wells. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. They all get destroyed because their buddhi has got destroyed. But same time, like the prince of Kashi gets advised by a wise minister who says, no, this is you only in that form. He laughs at his foolishness. He says, oh, thank you for telling me. Others I would have lived in this agony for God knows how many more days that I want to marry this princess. So the minister didn't tell, close your eyes, don't look at that picture anymore. He didn't say, no, let's take the picture and send it somewhere else. Let's get out of this basement. He said, no, don't have to run anywhere. Don't have to hide anywhere. Don't have to throw the picture also. Just know the truth that this is you only. You don't have to worry about, don't have to go and do anything anywhere else. This is you only. Tattvam asi. And therefore you are free from attachments. You become antarvikalpa shunyasya. You become akamahata. No desire left for you. So naturally ananda prapti is the next thing coming. The moment you become akamatat shotriyasya chakamahatasya, the moment you have understood the Vedas, the Vedanta, and understood the meaning, you become akamahata. You become desireless. So you become Brahman. You become Atman, you become Ananda. That is the beauty of this Vedanta. So this realization of the truth that all this is just an illusion. That's why Shankaracharya, somebody asked why this Shankaracharya tells neti, neti. I told because that's the only way. It is vacho nivartante, aprapya manasa. It is beyond the speech and mind. What else can he say? Because we understand everything through our speech and mind. So he says, then he very beautifully composed the Nirvana Shatakam. And every possibility that you can relate yourself to, he destroyed that. You add some more thing into it. Not possible. It will come under some category or the other. Even if the latest technology or development, properties, gadgets, stocks and bonds, all that will come into some category of dharma, artha, kama, moksha, something it will come. Nirvana Shatakam negates everything. No, it's not you. No, it's not you. No, it's not. Completely it removes everything from you. You think at least I am born, at least I have a mother and father. No, that also is not true. That also is not true, he says. Okay, at least you are teaching me this truth, you are my guru. No, that is also not true. Na guru na shishya, I am not guru, you are not shishya. That is also not true. Look at Shankaracharya, cutthroat Vedantist. Somebody tries to take refuge in some crack here and there, he has plugged all holes, filled all the cracks, no escape. Don't try to get an excuse and escape. Now at least you are a guru and I am the shishya, so let us keep that relation. No, I am not a guru, you are not a shishya. We are all one, same. You are not realizing it, so you are thinking this way. So don't have to worry, don't have to think about that also, he says. So that is the beauty of Vedanta. The one who realizes this only can lead a happy life. There is no other way to lead a happy life on this earth. No other way. Pleasurable life, maybe some sukha here and there. Then your raga, then dvesha. It will come like day and night for you. You want to suffer, suffer. But if you take to the path of Vedanta, do some Atma Vichara, and confirm Sunishchitartha, you become established firmly in the conviction that yes, Brahman alone is real, I am Brahman, everything else also is Brahman, but as it appears, it is an illusion. Illusion why? Because it's a reflection of Brahman. I can't catch hold of it, I can't enjoy it. And if I think I'm enjoying something, it's like a man enjoying a mango in the dream. When he really wakes up, there is no mango, there is no enjoyment. So all your family, all your wealth, all your everything, once you leave the body, will appear like a dream to you. I never enjoyed any of these things. I thought all these existed, but they were all in a dream state. They really did not exist. So this kind of a thing, if you develop very strongly, the other fear that they were telling you that what happens to that person then? Will he live properly? Will he become a madman? Will he eat? Will he talk? Will he walk around in the society? Or will he just do nothing? I said, no, he will do everything. He will attain a state eventually called Sahaja Samadhi, a state of Jivan Mukti, where he was aware, he is there, and everything is happening. Who is doing? I am not doing, is very clear. Indriyartheshu, the body and its senses, because of the prarabdha that I have come with from my previous births, because of that this is going on. I am a husband because of that, I am a student because of that, I am a teacher because of that, I am a policeman, I am a politician, I am whatever I am, a king like Janaka. I am because of the prarabdha I brought with me from the previous births. But now who is the doer? I am not the doer. I am the sakshi of everything. So how is that your hands and legs are moving? Under the great divine plan it is moving. So what about your food? Yes, body will have its food. It needs its food, it will have its food. What about your rest? Body will have its rest. It needs rest, so it will sleep. What about your education? Mind will have to have its education, it will have its education. What about you? I am not touched by any of these things. A new perspective. Of course, difficult to imagine because we have not lived in something like this. But then you keep thinking about it continuously. At some point of time, this will reveal to you. This will come to you on its own. Kalena Atmani Vindati. It's guaranteed it will come to you. You keep walking towards, let us say, Chikbalapur is in this direction, somebody says. We keep walking in direction, someday you will reach Chikbalapur. Unless you don't change the direction or don't stop. Idea is you keep walking in that direction. Someday you will reach Chikbalapur. If not today, tomorrow you will reach. So that is the idea. That you keep walking, keep telling yourself, even if all the Jagat looks so real, remind yourself of the Prince of Kashi. Or remind yourself of this foolish lion, whichever way. Either you can jump in the well and destroy yourself, or you remember or understand like the Prince of Kashi and redeem yourself. Oh, what a relief. I was thinking so badly about getting married to this girl. Luckily, I realized there is no girl in the picture. It's me only in that form. What a relief, what a relief. Dukkha nivritti, ananda prapti. So you are all working there. You have come to this state of, I am pushing you for pratyakshanubhuti, at least some experience. Today I got one more beautiful letter. Somebody said I was going toward the Goshala or something. And for a moment I thought about the selflessness of the cows, and suddenly a great deep sense of a joy overpowered me, which I have not experienced before. It was unlike anything that I have experienced before. Just the thought of the selflessness of the cows. A pure thought, a sattva buddhiman. Immediately it overpowered him with some kind of a beautiful feeling which he cannot explain, which he has not experienced before. These are all those little glimpses, that Atman is playing hide and seek with you. Here and there it opens the curtain, tempts you and closes the curtain quickly. But now that you have seen it, the face of the Atman, you are not going to settle down for anything else, will you? No, you are so beautiful. Just one glimpse of yours gave me so much of an ethereal joy beyond this world. How can I settle down for again the same lowly, worldly, animal joys? Not possible. I must now run behind you because you have shown me a little of you. Now I know how beautiful that feeling is. I am not going to settle for anything lower. Suppose you settle down for anything lower again, like you have done in many births before, when you had glimpses of that Atmic experience and then you didn't put effort, na yatate. That doesn't put effort, mudha. Then what happens? You stabbed yourself in your stomach. That's how you should think. Because even after getting an experience beautiful like this, you again slipped down and went down to the same dirty living. Means what? You have murdered yourself. You have committed a suicide. That's what you should think is what Shankaracharya says. So that is the beauty of the Vedanta. You have to put effort. This is the most important thing that you, everything else can wait. That's what I was telling the students today. Everything else can wait. Nothing is more important than your sadhana. Nothing is more important than your discipline of sadhana. Keep your mind always focused. You're chanting Aham Brahmasmi. Somebody said, I finished chanting, what should I do? I said, continue. If you finish, then continue chanting, because why should you stop? This should be the going on at the back of your head all the time. Whether you're sleeping, whether you're awake, even you get up in the middle of the night, this should be going on as a mantra behind your back of your conscience. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Someday it will reveal itself. Sincerely you chant. So you put your sadhana, you put your time, don't compromise. You can skip your lunch if you need to, you skip your breakfast if you have to reach office and you don't have enough time for sadhana. Rather you punish the body, rather you punish the mind, don't punish the Atman. That's not right. So you make your schedule, your discipline, number of sentences that I tell you, and reduce your talk, reduce your interaction which are unnecessary. You, after another week or two, when you finish the full course, you yourself will think, my God, what all kinds of things I used to speak, what nonsense I used to speak, what nonsense I used to think, what unnecessary things I used to do. You'll analyze for yourself. I don't have to come and tell you. Self-analysis, self-audit will start. I was like this also. I used to eat this much. I used to sleep so long. I never used to meditate. Was it me only? How did I do this for so many years? What foolishness is that? You will yourself curse yourself, because your nature has changed from inside. Your habits will change, your thinking will change, your eating, walking, sleeping, doing, everything will undergo a tremendous transformation, which will support in turn your spiritual growth. So each will support the other, and you will see the change. If you're not seeing the change, then be alarmed that you are not really putting sincere efforts. If you're really putting sincere efforts, you'll definitely see a change. There's no doubt about it. Asamshaya. Definitely you'll see. That is my guarantee. If you don't see, then it means that Shraddha has not been enough. But if you have Shraddha, you will see the change in you. And you yourself will become very silent, very calm, very composed, very, very balanced. Your eating habits will become sattvic. Somebody gives you a lot of sweet, a lot of this thing, you'll say, all right, I don't think it is going to go well with my present mental makeup. So let me avoid. Can we all go for a nice birthday party? You'll say, I wish you very well. I hope this is the last birth and after this you attain Brahman. But sorry, I don't want to attend this birthday party and dance and shout and jump and yell. Okay, for the sake of children, you may go 5 minutes, come back. You will not get personally involved into it and become so overwhelmed by the whole thing. No, you will just keep it. That distance will come. Within yourself, you will be distant from all that you are doing. That feeling you get it, then you are saved. If you are not, then you are jumping into the well and killing yourself like the foolish lion. But if you realize that, then like the wise prince, you have realized the truth, and therefore you have distanced yourself from the unnecessary things. That's all it takes. Do what is necessary. That's all is sadhana. Don't do anything which is not necessary. Sentence should make sense. What sense? Spiritual sense. It means, does it make sense for my spiritual growth if I speak this? Yes? Okay, speak. No, don't speak. Atmana mokshatam is my goal. So with that feeling, you must live every day, every hour, every minute. Waking also, and sleeping also, you should live like that. Even in sleep, this thing should go on and on and on. The thought of God, the thought of Brahman, the thought of realizing the truth. This Viveka analysis going on all the time. Any new thought emerges, new idea comes, immediately Viveka should be the first to do. Now anybody comes from Outside, what we do? Sanitize your hand, put on the mask. No, full process is there, protocol. Otherwise, you'll infect everybody here. Same thing. A new thought comes, stop at the gate. Buddhi should go there. What is there? Why are you here? What is the purpose? He says, I'm here for this, this, this. Okay, fine. Your need looks genuine, but you have to sanitize yourself. Now take the Vairagya, spray the sanitizer of Vairagya. No problem. When you can come, thought can go. You are not affected by any of the. You are not going to get infected by it. Otherwise, you will get infected, and when you get infected, you infect 10 others. Why? Because you got some wrong thoughts. You followed it. Your friends were they were already one leg this side, one leg that side they were. The moment they saw you enjoying the worldly things, since they have not realized the Atman yet, naturally the mind will drag them to the worldly things. So one fellow gets infected in the ashram with materialism, with worldly feelings, he'll infect everybody else also. That's the danger of, that is why I'm pushing everybody in the ashram to follow. I don't want anybody to have any worldly feelings anymore. What you have already got with you, those relationships, those things that has come as a prarabdha to you. All right, if there is some more prarabdha, it will play out in the course of time. But on your own, you should not be initiating anything of worldly nature. Sarvarambha Parityagi is that. On your own, you should not be initiating another worldly transaction for yourself, which will bind you. If it's a part of your duty, fine. Dharma, as a parent, as a daughter, as a son, as an uncle, as a teacher, as a student, follow the dharma. But anything else apart from that, don't initiate from your side, because you have already come with so much of prarabdha. God only knows when it's going to get fully over. I don't want to create more. Therefore, I will resist any more new transactions, new attractions in my life. What I have is sufficient for me. More Facebook pings, friends, posts. Straight delete. Don't even wait. Delete. Why you have to make some more connections unnecessarily? Not required. So keep yourself under the limit and discipline. The Brahma Jnana is yours to, for sure. There is nobody can snatch it away from you unless you throw it into the well. That is your choice. But nobody can take it from you. But if you, on your own accord, due to your own foolishness, you throw it away out of the window, then it is, nobody can help you. That is why then the boy said, I am taking to evil ways. Is it not the Brahman's decision? Because ultimately everything happens because of Brahman's decision. Then I said, then please accept whatever comes out of it. You will fall in the well, you will suffer. Please accept that also as Brahman's will. That also is one way. Otherwise, take charge of things and stop spoiling yourself. When wisdom is coming your way, use it to save yourself. There's a man drowning in the flood. He said, God has to protect me, God has to protect me. So a boat comes by, says, come in, come on in, I will take you. He says, no, God will come and protect me, I am a devotee of God, you people go. So they go, water goes some further. Now only helicopter comes, rescue helicopter. Come, they throw a rope down saying, climb up, we will protect you. No, God will come and protect me. Finally he is drowned and dead. So he goes to wherever and meets God. Says, God, I was such a devotee of yours. Now what is this? You let me drown like this, I was waiting for you. He said, I came in the boat, I came in the helicopter, you didn't see me. That's why you drowned. So when this wisdom is coming your way, through whichever mouth, wisdom is wisdom. Take it, wherever it's coming from. Help, this is help. No, Sathya Sai Baba, in the crown of hair, in the orange robe, in the way he used to come, that is the way you should appear in front of me, in my dream, then only, then you suffer. Truth is that for 80 years, yes, the same form, in the same name, same things he has told. Advaitik, he is the greatest Advaitik. Sathya Sai Baba is the greatest Advaitik. From the opens his mouth, Divyatma Swarupulara, done. That is Adhyatma Vedanta, over, done and finished. You don't need one more word from his mouth. Divyatma Swarupulara. Whole Advaita is there in that one word, one Sambodhana or one Divya Atma Swarupulara. Done. You are Divya Atman. Brahma Satyam Jagan, whatever you call it, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayam Atma. Everything is in that one word, Divya Atma. How many devotees heard it? Millions have heard it, but how many listened? Nobody. That's why everybody is still what they are. So why blame him? Somebody said, why the Swami was not teaching all these things before? The Swami was teaching, you were not listening before, now you are listening. Swami was teaching the same thing before, you were not listening. Now you suddenly started listening. Why? Because we have nicely coded it, master the mind, and do, yoga, some dhyana, something is teaching, let us learn. This is just the way to attract. Same thing in a new package. But don't go and fool yourself again saying that no, it has to be this way only, and that is when. Even if it has to be that way, if that is your condition, go back to all that has been spoken so far. And as I said, you don't even have to go to the whole discourse. If you're really a pure-minded person, the first word he opens his mouth and speaks, Divyatma Swarupul Lara, you should be in bliss. So that word should have triggered off that Brahma Chintana, Atma Vichara, then and there. But how many paid attention, how many cared for his words? Nobody. So the Shraddha, as he's saying Shraddha, when he says this Shraddha, one word from Guru is enough, Shraddha. I will catch hold on to that one word of that Guru. That will redeem you. In fact, they say even if Guru is at fault and Shishya has Shraddha, it will redeem the Shishya still. Like that story is there, one man is there to whom is a Guru. He lives on this side of the river and the disciple girl lives on the other side of the river. And she brings milk every day crossing the river for his Abhisheka Puja to the Shivalingam. So every day in the morning she wakes up and comes to milches the cow, fills the pot of milk, comes to the river and waits for the boatman. The boatman takes her across, then she gets off on this shore and then goes to the temple, gives the milk to the Guru for the puja. One day it so happens that there is a lot of water is there. The boatman does not come on that morning. Maybe he's sick or he's not there. So she comes to the other shore and she waits and waits and waits. The boatman does not come. After a long time, the boatman comes. Then she sits in the boat, comes this side, and the Guru is furious because there is no the delay in the puja. And he says, what kind of disciple you are? You should have been here at this time. My puja got delayed. Then she explains, the boatman did not come, so I couldn't cross the river. Then the Guru says casually, if you had faith in me, you would have walked on the water and come. Why did you have to wait for the boat? If you really wanted to serve. Oh, she says, I didn't think like this at all. Maybe I should have just walked on the water. See the innocence of the disciple, the Shraddha. So next day the same thing happens. The boatman does not come. And this girl thinks, now my Guru told, walk on the water if you have faith. Okay, I have faith. My Guru told, nothing will happen. She starts walking on the water, crosses the river and comes. And the Guru, who had noticed that the boatman didn't come, she is coming alone on her own. He asked, how did you come today? She said, I walked on the water. He said, what are you talking? That's not possible. You only told you can walk on the water. So I walked on the water and came. How is it possible? Let me see. You are simply lying. So Guru comes out, says, show me. And she walks back. And he says, oh, so my word has made this disciple walk on the water. It means I should also be able to walk on the water. He thinks like that. And he lifts his dhoti and puts the first step and drowns. Because he didn't have faith in his own words. That's why he lifted the dhoti. It will become wet otherwise. Otherwise, why should he worry? Anyway, he'll walk on the water like he walks on the earth. So why will dhoti get wet? So he didn't have even the faith. But the disciple had more faith in Guru's word. The disciple became Jnani. The Guru remains where he is. So it doesn't matter which mouth the wisdom is coming from. Catch hold of the wisdom. Forget the Guru. Forget who speaks, in what form he speaks, in which place he speaks. Doesn't matter. Just forget the details. Catch hold of the wisdom, the jnana. Because that is ultimately redeem you. That jnana coupled with your Shraddha will redeem you. So who is what, who is speaking, all this is unnecessary. It is even unnecessary to know whether he is a Brahmavida or not a Brahmavida, whether he is qualified to teach me, not qualified to teach me. Forget. The wisdom is right, the truth is right, go ahead. Follow the truth, you will reach the destination. Even if whoever speaks. And Ravana can give jnana to Lakshmana at the end, after committing all the sins because of which the war happened in the first place. He goes and Rama tells Lakshmana, go take some wisdom from Ravana. He's a great Brahmagyani, he's Mahagyani. Go and take, he's a Brahmana. Lakshmana gets angry. He says, I am not going to go to him. He is the one who abducted Sita, almost killed me. I am not going to go near him. Rama says, no, that is over, but his wisdom is there. Whoever he is, he has the wisdom. So don't worry, even if he's a demon, even if he had abducted Sita, even if he tried to kill you, even he has troubled us, still he is a Jnani. Go and learn from. Then Ravana Gita is there. Ravana speaks to Lakshmana about dharma, about achara, about ruling the kingdom, about all possible things. Ravana gives the wisdom to Lakshmana at the end. So when Rama can insist that you can learn from Ravana, who he definitely didn't follow. He knew all the wisdom, but he didn't follow, isn't it? Bhishma. All the Pandavas go to Bhishma at the end and learn. Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata is about that. But what happens? He himself did not follow. So should you disqualify him? So that is why I said, don't bother about these details. Look after the wisdom. Oh, this is the wisdom. This is helpful. And so I must practice. So that will redeem us. Don't get into unnecessary details. Get into the true, dive in straight into the wisdom part of it, and you will redeem. But again, the extent of the benefit that you receive out of it is to the extent of your own shraddha, your own efforts, yatatam, your own prayatna. It is not dependent so much on Guru. But if you put that effort and if you have that shraddha, the Guru may become gracious. He will feel, Papam is struggling so much to reach me. Let me also extend my hand and pull him up. To that extent, Guru will help. Guru means who? Brahman only will help. As Kathopanishad says, the who believes asti iti, it is tattva prasidati, paratattva prasidati. That ultimate tattva becomes happy with such a person and makes itself available, upalabhyate. Becomes available to such a person who believes in that. So that wisdom will become available to you provided you believe in it and put the right efforts. Somebody asks, Suprabhatam and all these mandir activities, ashram activities, do they help us attain? Yes, of course. What is Suprabhatam about? Get up and think of God first. Otherwise, what will happen? You'll be checking your WhatsApp, you'll be checking your social media, checking your emails. That's what people do the moment they wake up. At least now what you're doing, you're going and thinking of God, talking to God, praying to God, and little time to sit down and meditate at that time. Now that you know so much of meditation, so you should be able to practice it better next time. So this is what you do. Have you reduced the general talk? Have you realized that how many things were unnecessary which need not be spoken? Did you realize that or not? That is more important for me. Whether you realize that some of the things, even if you don't speak, life does not get derailed. In fact, it becomes smoother. You could have avoided even earlier, but look at for years you have been chattering away ignorantly. Now realization comes, no, why should I speak unnecessarily? It conserves your energy, it keeps your focus, keeps your mind calm and balanced. So all these are the benefits. So slowly you have to gradually reduce. Today is what, 10 sentences? 20 sentences today. Tomorrow is 10, then 5 I said, isn't it? Then 0. Last day is 0. Means if you have any activities pending for the next 3 days, try to finish it, main of, whatever instructions, details, try to finish it, because after this last week, the 0, 1 week we will mostly be maunam only. Very rarely, even office work I would say very limited, just for the sake of it. Whatever is there, you mentally plan it and keep it now and get rid of it. Last week whole ashram should be in a state of maunam, external and internal. To absorb that, whatever you have done. Because if you don't do this last part, you will have to start from the beginning again. Having come all this far. Last moment if you give up, then it is wasted. To finish it. And I would also suggest that, anyway, as the last comes, I will also teach you how to sit on meditation, what is the thought, or how should you focus, what time is better, what food is better, and also how to light the lamp and keep. All that I will teach you only on the 0th day. So we have still 10, 5 and then 0. So 2 days later. But till then, these discourses and satsangs should help you keep going on with the mananam. Brahma Satyam, Aham Brahmasmi, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, but reflection, as reflection. I cannot catch Brahman in all these things. I have to catch him inside only. So that everybody should look at, and everybody should look at everybody with more respect, compassion, and not as Rupa Nama. Stop looking at each other as Rupa Nama. Remember as Brahman only. Even if it's your child, wife, first look, you should think that is Brahman in that reflection. That is how you treat your parents, your friends, your teachers, everybody you treat like this, practically. Treat first yourself and then treat everybody with this attitude. You will see the difference.